Hey, I'm Scott Ferrell. Welcome to this episode of What's Your Problem? Topic today is what's the best thing you can do for your wife or husband? Also, in honor of the Cure being on tour, got my t-shirt on today, so rock it out, Robert and boys. If you're not a Cure fan, you missed out on some of the best music ever. I'm just saying that, but that's my opinion. All right, back to the topic. What is the best thing you can do for your wife or husband? For some of you guys, leave and never come back. Somebody told me that one time. I said, "What's the best thing your husband could do for you? Leave and never come back." And then I asked the husband, "What's the best thing your wife could do for you today? Never talk to me again." Okay, great. I go, those are answers I asked. I didn't say what's the best thing a loving spouse could do, right? But what is the best thing you can do for your wife or husband? Well, it's going to be earth shattering here when I say this. Have you ever asked them, "Honey, what's the best thing I could do for you on a daily basis, or a monthly basis, or a yearly basis, or a minute by minute basis?" Because when we'll have, and I'm a pastor, we do marriage seminars, we do seminar and conference and seminar and retreat and stop. Have you ever thought about just talking to your wife or your husband? What's the 3 ways that I can bless you today? What are the 3 ways I can show you love? I tell people all the time, if you'll do this one trick, you'll have a wonderful marriage. Meet all 5 senses every single day. All 5 senses every day. So with my wife, I try to touch, hear, see, smell, taste. Well, I'm the cook, so I knock out the taste pretty fast, right? And I smell the kitchen up when I'm cooking. Or that could be qualified, but also wear her favorite cologne. I send her texts about how much I love her and how wonderful she is. She hears it because I tell her. So I make sure that she gets hugged, so I'm touching. So I go through this every single day, and my job is, at the end of the day, which I ask spouses all the time, would your spouse rehire you tomorrow to be their spouse again? Okay, that's based on daily behavior, not weekly behavior, not monthly behavior, not yearly behavior, not over a course of 30 years. That's daily. Would my spouse rehire me tomorrow? If the answer is no, then you didn't hit all 5. Now, again, I say what I did in jest at the beginning because what's the divorce rate right now? Well, it depends on who you ask, right? First marriages, I think it was 35%. Second marriages, I think it was 57%. And third marriages, why do you keep trying? I think it's 65%, right? And then it goes up from there. Well, and one reason why is you ain't changed. Remember, if you've gone through one divorce, maybe there's something to do with you. But it hits you second divorce, maybe you need to look in the mirror. But this doesn't have to be a long video, and marriage doesn't have to be complicated, and life's not complicated. It's simple. It may not be easy all the time, but it is very simple. Marriage is simple. I tell people, try to outlove and outgive each other on a daily basis. Your job is to outlove and outgive that person. And then in turn, that person's job. Now, it doesn't work if you're married to a narcissist or what. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about 2 people that genuinely love each other and then want this to work and want to communicate and want to grow old together and die together and spend eternity in heaven together. That's what I'm talking about. Because if you're married to a selfish person, you can throw all this advice out the window and go back to the first, never come home again. Never speak again. You go back to that. But if you're a committed couple, it's very simple. Outgive each other, outlove each other, meet all 5 senses, and then, if all else fails, talk to each other, right? Communicate. I did a poll. What is it that men don't get about women? Respect. Now, respect is displayed in various forms. So they outlined everything they wanted to see. Communication, appreciation. 3 things. 3 things, and they were the top 3 things for men and women. Okay, so people don't lie to a stranger who randomly comes up and goes, "Oh, by the way, what is it men don't get about women, or what is it women don't get about men?" So why would they lie to me when I'm asking about their spouses? Now, I've been hit, cried on, screamed at, cussed out, and I'm like, remember, I'm not married to you. But there was so much angst and anger that was projected toward that individual. I could tell they weren't trying to outlove and outgive each other, and they weren't meeting all 5 senses. Now, They might have been meeting anger, grumpy, but I'm not talking about meeting the dwarves. I'm talking about meeting the senses, right? So what can you do today for your spouse, your wife, or your husband? Ask them what they want, how they want to be loved, how they need to be touched, how they need to hear your love for them, how they need to receive your love from them. What's something kind you could do for them? Are you texting them on a daily basis, let them know how wonderful they are? These are just a few things. And I'm amazed that I have to teach people how to do this. But we do. Now, if you have any questions, you can always email me, scotferrell.com, SCOTFERRELL.com. Also, if you enjoy these videos, like and subscribe. And again, I joke about this, but it is true. We always know that one or second person, right? That, oh man, they need to hear this. Marriages, or they don't understand this. Share it with them. You know, it's free advice. It's 5 to 10 minutes when I do these. Free advice coming from a pastor and a married guy and a guy who does behavior for a living. I used to do these questions on the radio. Now I'm doing them face to face with you, which seems to be a lot more fun in a lot of ways. But you can always ask me a question, or if you want to know who I am, you just go to my website and read my bio. How's that? But take this to heart. Go home, talk to your spouse, maybe the first time you've spoken to your spouse, and ask them how they want to receive what you have to offer and what they need and how they want to be loved. It'll be life-changing, trust me. All right, I'm going to close this one out. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you next time.